In this tutorial, we are going to move through the process of downloading Quantum GIS, that's QGIS, from step to step. First and foremost, you need to go online. In your search window, uh, you have to copy the following websites, which is included in the manual, into your search window, and of course, you click enter to download. So copy. Go back online and web page space, you paste the website and click enter. It takes you directly to the website for QGIS, where you can now download the different versions of QGIS depending on what you need. But this is not the only alternative, because maybe due to the fact that you might have some updates with QGIS, the web page might not really be the same. So there should be another way to go about accessing the web page. We will talk about that subsequently. Now, to do that, you open a web directory and type in the search window and type in QGIS download. And of course, you press enter again or click the search button. And of course, it takes you to this page where you have different search results. The first one seems to be the main alternative for you, because it links you directly to the website of QGIS. So click on it. Of course, the second one might still take you there, but the second one is actually a subset of the first. So just go with the first, and then it will take you to the directory. So these other ones below will still take you to the window, but they are not the main directory. They are just a third party internet directory. So you might be able to download from there, but the chance that you might even get corrupted uh, software. So you better stick with the main website. So of course, one click takes you back to the same website where we had when we typed in the website, the web address. So if you look at this directory, you have this tab which is titled Installation Downloads. You have the All Releases, which gives you a link to all older versions of the software, and of course, sources will still take you towards the same directory. Now, if you go back to installation window or installation downloads, you have different versions. You have versions for Windows, versions for Mac, Linux, and BDX. So of course, my own system I have is a Windows operating system, so I'll stick with downloading for Windows by clicking on the first link there, which says download QGIS standalone installer version 3.26. That's the most recent version. If you want the long release stable version, the most stable version is 3.22, so it depends on your choice. So you might want to download maybe the 3.22, which is taking a while since it was made available, and of course they've taken care of the bugs within the system, so it works really well for most operations. Now, if you click on this downward pointing arrow, it will take you back to. It will just reduce the details available within the window. You can now see that all other operating systems have their own specific versions, including versions for mobile phones through tablets. So it depends on what you're looking for, and of course your operating system. So that's all there is to it. But of course, like I said, I am working with a Windows operating system, so that's what I'll stick with. So these are basically the ones that can work with your mobile phones. So go back to Windows, click on that arrow. It brings up more details. Well, like I said, I'll stick with the most stable release, the long term. So you click on that. You might want to go with the newer version because actually that should have more capabilities. But in terms of what will give you more stable operations, then probably the stable release will be your option. So once you click on that, it begins the process of trying to download the software. Don't mind what you see on the screen. Basically, I've worked on a couple of things. So now the download has begun. You can see that it's gradually uh, downloading the application, which is about 1 gigabyte in size. Now, if you look at this window has it is just a pop-up window per se. QGIS is an open access software. You don't really pay to use it, but then you can donate to those who are working to ensure that this application is made available. So if you have some funds and of course means of actually paying into the account is quite a worthwhile thing to do. But in the absence of that, just click on close this message and then the download continues. So even if you don't donate anything, you can still use the software effectively too. So donate if you can. If you can't, just close the window and then of course the software is already downloading. And of course the download might take a while depending on how fast your internet access is. Given the size, which is about 1 gig, that's quite sizable, so it might take a while. So if you don't have fast internet access, you might want to work on this and quiet at night when most people are asleep. Then the internet will be a bit faster than usual. So I'm basically working quite late by midnight. Midnight. That's why it seems like it's going a bit faster, but not still that fast either. And of course, it's all about how strong the network is within my the area of my where within the area where I live. Something else, some other thing you might note is that you can still download both versions and install both versions in your system. There is if you install the older version and want to install the new version, it would not delete the old version. You can still have both versions within the system. So it's all about what you want to do so that you can have access to the most up-to-date application and of course still have access to the most stable release. But the bottom line is that it takes up much space in your system. So if you have a lot of space, then you can work with that. If you don't, then stick with one. On the other hand, if you want an older version of the software, that's what you're used to, click on all releases and then it says for the first link they said previous releases of QGIS are still available here. That here is a link. So click on that here and it will take you to a directory that has all the older versions so you can download you can select what you need from there and download. Of course, it has other links there, but for you, I think the best option is to click on the first link and it will take you where you need to go. Yep, we've talked about that already. And of course, we're still waiting for the download to get completed. So we can move to the next step. So once you click on that now, you can now see that there are lots and lots of versions. You have 3.22 downloading. This is QGIS 1.4 there. So that's a very, very, very rudimentary one, the older versions, 1.4, whereas we are now talking about 3.22. So if you scroll down, you still gradually see older and older versions. This is QGIS 3.2.8. Scroll down, 2.14 there, 2.14.5, 2.14. Still, you keep going down. You have 2.14.15. Now you are getting to 3. You can now see 3 points. So these are different sets. This is 1.7.4, but scroll back up and then you get what you're looking for, 3.26, which is what you have right now, the most up to date. And 3.22 is still up there. Now you can see 3.22 here. So depending on the version that you need, you can go back to all releases, click on that link, and then once you click on any version here, it will start downloading the very same way that the QGIS 2.2 is 3.22 is currently downloading. The download, of course, is still ongoing and it's still claiming that it will take probably an hour to download. So having clicked that link, you can see that it's already downloading, but of course I don't need that. So that's why I'm pausing it. So eventually cancelled, but it's just to show you that it's possible to download an older version from here. Just click on it and as usual it begins to download, but I don't need that version right now. I just want to stick with the long release, and that's actually the one that I use to kind of demonstrate how you can generate both raster and vector maps for your particular study depending on what you need. Still ongoing. You can see it's fluctuating from 1 hour to 24 to 25 to 34. And of course, all of these are basically a function of the how fast the internet uh, is, the internet connection. I think I'll have to stop here based on the fact that it might take a long while to actually download. So eventually, when it's done with the downloads, we'll continue from there. Thank you.